Hi, my name is Jakub Šimek. I'm from the Pontis Foundation and SoteHub, and I want to tell you something about the social innovation of M-Pesa and the open blockchain. M-Pesa is a mobile banking revolution that started 10 years ago, and it completely replaced retail banks and plastic credit cards for millions of Kenyans who many of them never owned a bank account in the first place. So it's a service run by Safaricom that can work even on the cheapest of phones. M-Pesa spread from Kenya to many countries, including, for example, Albania. Why is it so successful? There are two reasons why now M-Pesa transacts more than a third of Kenyan GDP. The first reason is that M-Pesa uses the only universal mobile application available even on the cheapest of phones, and that is SMS or texting. You can never achieve such market penetration with just smartphones. And for example, it's because of network effect. The second reason is empowerment of small shop owners that actually essentially became bankers. How did it happen? So, for example, there were like 900 branches of banks in 10 years ago in Kenya, but now you have tens of thousands of small shopkeepers, even in the remote villages, like maybe 40 kilometers off any tarmacked road, that can actually operate services as a retail bank. We can analyze the innovation of M-Pesa through something called the levels of social impact. There are 4 of them. So the first level is direct service. The second level is scaled service. The third level is system change, and the fourth level is framework change. So the direct service basically started when people realized that they can actually send some kind of value to each other through mobile phones, and this value was represented in airtime or credit, mobile phone credit. So, and this happened in some also other countries than Kenya, maybe in early 2000s. But then in Kenya there was a university student who developed software to allow for these transactions. Safaricom hired this university student who developed that software. They patented that software. There were corporate social responsibility team at Vodafone, and there was also this British development agency called DFID. The third level is system change. What does it mean? So system change is basically when the whole ecosystem, the whole environment changes. How did it happen? It's basically that M-Pesa as a service replaced retail banks, made them obsolete, replaced plastic credit cards, made them obsolete, and it means people bought into this service, they use it. Now a third of Kenyan GDP is transacted through M-Pesa and its competitors, and it kind of completely changed the way we were thinking about banking. Why is the system change? Why it's so impactful? Because we have around 3.5 billion people without access to banking services, so we call it like the unbanked population. So this was the system change that allowed many unbanked, millions unbanked people to jump the innovation, jump the outdated retail banks. So, but now we have a fourth level of social impact, and this is called framework change. What does it mean? Framework could be like, for example, introduction of the idea of human rights. That's a pretty huge change. It's framework change. So I would argue that M-Pesa didn't reach this level, or the innovation of M-Pesa wasn't enough to reach this level of framework change. It was reached only recently. Well, also in 2009 there was this guy or group of guys called Satoshi Nakamoto who came up with a cryptocurrency called Bitcoin. And even more recently, in 2014, 2015, there was this another open blockchain technology. It's called Ethereum, and these cryptocurrencies and open blockchains, that's the technology behind these cryptocurrencies, they, I would argue, achieved framework change. Why? Because M-Pesa is still a closed proprietary service, centralized, run by a private company, and in comparison to this, open blockchain, the keyword is open because there are many companies now who claim that they are innovative by using blockchain technology, but it's not open. But the open blockchain service allowed for completely decentralized, distributed, open, completely transparent and tractable and reversible transaction. The next step, maybe what is needed, is for kind of open blockchains that now run only on smartphones or computers to kind of merge with some services, maybe like M-Pesa, or which could be competition, but there could be a good synergy or symbiosis to it. And in this way, the most important thing I see now currently is to completely transform or revolutionize so-called development finance. So the M-Pesa and the innovation like open blockchain could allow something completely different. That would be like you can distribute or you can finance many, like for example startups, young companies, of young entrepreneurs, of women groups or something at a huge scale. It means like instead of funding, let's say, one huge project for tens of millions, you can use tens of millions to actually send it to hundreds or maybe millions of people to fund their startups, their small enterprises, and you can actually even profit from it. So this is the strategy that we also want to pursue, to support as many skilled teams and passionate teams as possible, and we believe that blockchain and the social inventions and innovations like M-Pesa can help to achieve that.